Hello everyone, thanks for watching. This is video discussion number 1, and we were asked to select one of the articles and review it and kind of do some background on it. So the article I picked was by Anne Mylens, and she wrote the article Martyr or Monster, Representing Mary Dyer. It was quite a long essay, but I enjoyed it immensely. The focus of Anne Mylens' work was specifically about the treatment of Dyer's story throughout history, specifically with the early American historians and how they treated her. A lot of focus has been put, obviously, on her death. She was hanged in June of 1660 for her disobeying the Quaker laws, the anti-Quaker laws in Massachusetts. But I think her story goes deeper, and so does Mylens in her article. Fear is a very powerful emotion in human beings. We typically react very aggressively when we are afraid, and it could be a powerful motivator for some strict laws. And religious persecution is not new, and it certainly isn't new for those that left England, the Puritans, to America. America was a sanctuary for Christians who were seeking refuge from the Church of England, and Mary was part of that. In her writings, she specifically said, her own life, moreover, is distinctive. In addition to playing a prominent role in the two crises or religious dissent separated by 20 years, she produces the only published text by a woman connected to the Antinomian crisis. Turning our attention toward Mary Dyer is an overdue act, one that I believe has potential to rewrite our larger narrative of American women and American literary origins. Throughout her article, she puts a lot of emphasis on this, and she alludes to the change in Dyer's character and the story. For Monster to Martyr is a very fitting title for her work. Even with religious freedom that Rhode Island had, where Mary would end up going for after being expelled from Massachusetts the second time, Mary Dyer felt that women's voices were still lacking. Author Jim Carney writes in his book Us and Them, History of Intolerance in America, thanks to the leadership of Roger Williams, the colony's founder, residents of Rhode Island enjoyed a religious freedom that did not exist in Massachusetts. Still, even in this liberal atmosphere, Mary Dyer felt that something was missing. The voices of women. Rhode Island's independent churches were still run exclusively by men. Like her friend Anne Hutchison, Mary viewed the separation of church and state as a principle worth dying for, and one whose benefits should encompass all people. As I said earlier, Mary Dyer would be hanged on June 1st, 1660, after being arrested for the 4th time in Massachusetts for being a Quaker. The anti-Quaker laws were particularly increasing in strength during this time. Her execution was swift, and her death brought a whole new meaning for religious persecution. I find it ironic and rather hypocritical that those that executed Mary were themselves persecuting others for religious reasons, the same reasons that they left themselves. And an article written by the UMKC School of Law, Douglas Linder, comments on the consequences of Mary's death. The Rhode Island Charter, the charter declared that no person within the colony at any time hereafter shall be in any wise molested, punished, disquieted, or called into question for any difference in opinion in matters of religion which do not actually disturb the peace of the colony. The charter was the first document in America to grant freedom of religion. So there is a progress here. The anti-Quaker laws in Boston, the subsequent Rhode Island Charter in response to Mary's death, and the eventual inclusion of the First Amendment of the United States, which includes freedom of religion. Mary Dyer is an important part of the story, and this was and is the goal of Anne Mylens' article, From Monster to Martyr, representing Mary Dyer. I think this is an excellent work, and it's certainly a excellent look into early American Christianity and its influence even in modern times, particularly with our religious freedom. Thank you for watching.